Let's first and foremost, what a great opportunity this time of year for Georgetown to come play arguably one of the best programs in the country. We knew it would be a really hard environment. This game came about, I have a very deep relationship with someone on your staff, Mark Fox, who worked with me for a year. I've known him for 30 years. I think he's an incredible coach, personal friend, and that's how this came about. And I said, Mark, I want to try to challenge my team going into year 3. We're doing everything we can to try to bring Georgetown back to become a tournament-worthy team. So we went to Canada this summer, challenged our guys, and we played 5 really hard games, lost in the gold medal game to Brazil. We didn't have 3 of our players, but we played the guys we had. And then we went to George Washington, which Georgetown hadn't played at GW in almost 50 years, to try to prepare us to come here. And I thought our team really responded to the physicality, to the athleticism, to the length. And this group that we're coaching, that we're blessed to coach, just has an incredible fight and an incredible will. And hopefully this can give us a little bit of confidence as we get into our non-conference and help prepare us for an incredible Big East play. I love this Kentucky team. They're fast in transition. They can really shoot the ball. Obviously, when Lowe and Q get back, I think they'll have a different identity. I thought our ball pressure really bothered them, and I thought the physicality of the game played into what I call Big East basketball.
All right, let's have questions for the student athletes first. If you have a question, raise your hand.
For Malik or KJ, it just seemed like you guys were really taking it to the basket against them, especially as the game went on. Was that the plan coming in, or was that something that you guys saw as the game kind of progressed?
For me, it was just something that I seen throughout the game. When I have a lane, I feel like I can take it. I feel like I'm quick enough to get to the basket. So it wasn't something that I planned on doing going into the game, but just opportunities I seen what the defense was giving.
Just like Malik said, it was just in the flow of the game. I think we do a great job as a team in preparing, with our strength and conditioning. Shout out Coach White. And I think, just as a team, it was just flowing naturally as it flowed in the game.
That's a question for the student athletes. Anyone else? One in the back? Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Wow. I don't know what the hell y'all gonna ask me then. They were unbelievable. All I did was yell at them.
All right, question for Coach Cooley.
Ed, obviously both teams had an exhibition before this, but just curious, how much did you guys scout Kentucky on film, if at all, prior to this game, and were there things that popped out on film that you thought you could maybe take advantage of with the personnel that you brought in tonight?
I'd be lying to you if I say we didn't prepare. Like, if you don't prepare, don't expect to win. We didn't prepare as much against GW to try to come off a principle base, yet we had to make this a real game experience with respect to, we have a quick turnaround. We play Monday, and then we play on the road on Friday. So we definitely prepared, and I thought our guys did a really good job in that preparation, right? Sometimes in exhibition games, you try to go off of just your principles. We treated this as if it was, a Big East highlight. You got a top 5 team in America. You're coming in with 20-some thousand people. This is just an incredible experience for our men. I don't think we were phased at all. Last year, we were one of the youngest teams in America. I think we're the 5th youngest team in America. And we don't have any freshmen on our roster this year, and that was done purposeful. So I thought we showed some maturity. I thought we showed some strength and grit, and we showed an incredible amount of unity. And I'm really, really proud of our men.
You guys basically doubled them up in points off turnovers. You mentioned kind of the pressure getting to them. Was that the plan going in, or was that also kind of the flow of the game situation?
No, our identity is we're going to pressure the ball. We're going to pressure the ball. We feel the strength of this Georgetown team is in our numbers. We have a lot of depth. We can go 10, 11 deep, and we can use multi-positional guys. We have a 3-headed monster at the center. Seal Juve, who's dealing with a bad ankle injury, did not play today. But we're going to need him throughout the year. And then we have a lot of interchangeable pieces. Our guards, with the exception of Malik, Malik is not blessed with the girth and length, but he's blessed with speed and understanding of the game. So I thought our versatility and able to move bodies around really helped in preparing for this game.
What can you say about the second half specifically, just battling off adjustments, extending the lead, just kind of dominating even after Kentucky had a chance to try and change things up?
You know, again, I'm trying to learn what this group actually is, and I think the Canada trip definitely helped me. And I think in saying that about Canada, we have to bring summer basketball to the United States. That experience there really allowed us to be a little bit more connected today. In particular today, we shouldn't have to go on foreign soil with the power that we have, because we have these kids all summer. So even just to have 2 exhibition games, because we have them in May, June, July, August, that's a long time. We probably could have added some summer games and 1 more exhibition game. I think that helped us because we weren't fazed by the crowd, we weren't fazed by the noise, and that to me just came with what we did this summer, because I thought that experience prepared us for it too, because this is a brutal place to play in. Now, what a home court advantage this is. Damn. And y'all have a hell of a team. Y'all have a damn good team, damn good coach, dealing with some injuries, right? And was it a letdown after playing the #1 team in the country? Who knows? Like, as coaches, you always have to be aware of that. Georgetown hasn't been where we want to be in the last 8 to 9 years, so we're trying to bring our program back. And a game like this just gives us a little bit of confidence to say, okay, you know, we're not there yet. We have given ourselves an opportunity to compete at a national level. And obviously, if you can compete in this gym, you can compete in anywhere. It's not New York, because that Big East tournament is something special, baby. Ooh, something special in New York to play in Madison Square Garden.
You all walk away with more points, but where did this Kentucky team make you all actually struggle at? Like, what good things can you say about this Kentucky team?
I mean, they make you defend the whole possession. Like, so when, you know, you have to be aware of their ability to shoot the ball, and they can shoot it 1 through 5. You know, in the first half, I think they made 7 threes, and we really challenged our men to try to take away threes. Our identity is tough twos, no threes, body to body, helmet to helmet. And I thought our guys matched that. And, you know, they just put so much pressure on you in transition. Whoever rebounds, coach does a great job spacing the floor, fronting the ball. They pitch ahead. They quick cut off the high pitch and, you know, back cut. And I thought our preparation really helped us. If we came in here without a scout, we would have got beat by 100. I mean, they can put 100, 110 points on you like that. They're one of the fastest teams we've prepared for in a long, long time.
See you.
This isn't so much about the game, but when you did the coaches challenge, I kind of forgot that rule's in place now for this season coming up. What kind of an impact do you feel like that's going to have on the game?
You know, I think it's going to have a major impact on the game. Like, I really thought it was a play earlier in the half where Malik thought he got elbowed, and it was an inadvertent elbow, and you could have challenged that, but, you know, he still had his teeth. He didn't have a black eye, so I thought he was okay. And you're probably not going to use that challenge to the last 2 minutes of the game, maybe. So it's going to be my advice to the NCAA. You have a timeout, use it or lose it in the first half. If we're going to add the challenge, we should be able to carry that timeout over to the second half if you don't use it. And like the NBA, if you have more than 2 timeouts under 2 minutes, it automatically goes to 2. I would like to see that. But I think it's going to put the officials in a tough spot, because they're going to go to the monitor. It's going to be challenged. They could have missed a foul. They could be out of bounds. They could be wrong, right? They can be wrong. And if you don't have that challenge at the end, it could cost you a game. But you need a timeout in order to challenge. So our video guy still has a job, because if he was wrong, he'd be walking back to Washington, D.C.
Dick and Ryan.
Coach, I have to tell you, I'm over here.
Sure.
The second half, I'm watching your team, and I'm thinking, man, this is Big East basketball. And I'm wondering, do your kids understand what that really is? How much have you talked to them about that?
In this portal era, I don't think they know what it is. I have, I think, 7 or 8 new players. 3 kids redshirted last year, so they were in the arena, but they weren't in the game. Every conference is tough, right? The SEC is loaded with athleticism, incredible coaching, great talent. Big East is smash mouth. You know, it's a little different brand. More hybrid players in the Big East. You have a lot of length and athleticism in the SEC. Great conference. You'll probably get double-digit teams that go to the tournament. They don't know what Big East basketball is yet because they haven't faced it, right? I think Malik will have a better year because he's in, Caleb will have a better year. Julius should have a better year, but until you actually go through it, like, we don't know anything about the SEC. I mean, it's an athletic league. It's very long, and you're challenged at the rim on every possession. So it's they'll learn really quick, though, I tell you that. The games will come quick.
Okay, Ryan and Steve.
Ed, you mentioned a couple times just how how important the Canada trip was for you and just the global jam experience. What was the biggest benefit, for you that you feel like if you hadn't been able to have that trip and have that tournament that you wouldn't know about your team right now?
Actual game preparation, actual scouting. By the way, I love your hat. It's a great hat. The Masters hat, great hat. Yeah, it's an unbelievable place to play. I just think the camaraderie, the chemistry, the family unity, the time spent, the game preparation, because it was really, really hard playing. FIBA basketball is a little bit different. It's in quarters. I don't know if I'm a fan of quarters. For me, if we do go quarters, I want to go 12-minute quarters if we're trying to get the game to look like the NBA. I just think the overall preparation of it, because I didn't know it was going to be that hard until I'm like, wow, you actually got a coach and your players got to play. And even though we were underhanded, I did see a competitive spirit with this group. I mean, really, really competitive spirit. And if we can keep that, we're going to allow ourselves an opportunity to try to have a decent year.
Coach, speak to the rim protection, the job that Vincent did with you tonight. I thought for a guy that only had one foul, he was incredible at rim protection. And also, if you ever need another shooting guard, Lee Reed, I've played with him, your athletic director. He's pretty solid.
Lee stinks.
Okay, that's not somebody we hear.
Yeah. Lee, let him stay in his AD role. I like him there. Because if we got to run a play for him, he's going to fire me from allowing him to play. I thought Vince grew up today. I really did. Vince is continuing to develop. He's coming off of some issues he had at USC, didn't play the way he wanted to at his last school. Again, they had an incredible year, but this didn't fit what he was looking for, and I think we're going to allow him to grow a little bit. Anytime a coach will allow a player to fail, if you allow a player to fail, that player will become successful for you, because you're not going to micromanage the failure. You're going to appreciate what he does, and I thought his presence today was really, really impressive with his length, his athleticism, 8 for 9 from the free throw line. I thought Vince really grew up today. He, to me, was the player of the game. Everybody looks at who was the leading scorer. I thought the impact player of today was Vince. And I think he had the basket of the game. We were on the ropes a little bit, and we came out of a timeout. LaDante Hinton, one of our assistant coaches, said, "Coach, run this." So kudos to him for making, I think, was the call of the game.
Coach, you talked about moving basketball into the summer as well. Mark Pope has been on a relentless campaign to increase the regular season to 40 games. Where do you stand on that?
I'm riding with him on that. We're playing with we got our guys in May, right? And you got to wait all the way to October or November to play 2 exhibition games. I think, as the NCAA is continuing to look at how do we make basketball that much more special, 40 games is not out of the realm. It's, will these kids miss school, right? Georgetown is incredibly, incredibly competitive academically, so I'm even nervous about being here now as our guys have classes and we're going to miss some. I would love 40 games. I'm glad they did give us one more, right? They did give us one more, so maybe we get one more every year until we get to 40. But I would like to see that. But summer basketball's got to come. If we didn't play in this summer, there's no way we're prepared for this today. So I appreciated Canada for inviting Georgetown. So we have to figure out how do we get basketball on American soil in the summer, whether it be regional, conference-wise. We can do something. We're just lazy.